Hey, strong people. So I had my bicep tear surgery earlier this morning. Everything went great. It was for a distal tendon rupture, and they did a little button procedure. If you want to look into that some more, um, just wanted to kind of make this video to give overall update on how everything went and my thoughts, because I've always just been very open with everyone and every step of the way, and kind of letting people into my life, basically, or at least the training part of it, which kind of, everything kind of is all encompassing, or, there's carryover there. Sorry if I don't make too much sense. Of course, I am on medication, so maybe I shouldn't be making this video, but I feel like it's worn off enough that my thoughts are fairly lucid at this point. First of all, I want to thank everyone for reaching out to me. It's just countless messages, comments, likes, everything over all the different social medias, and talked about it. This going into it on the latest Strong Talk podcast. If you want to download that on iTunes or wherever you get podcasts, or strongtalkpodcast.com. Also noticing my throat is kind of scratchy from, they have to put a tube down it when they put you under. But overall, the surgery was very easy. I've had 2 previous surgeries, related and not related to this sport. It always seems like it's within this same 2-week period of late November, early December. So maybe I just need to be very careful in the holiday months, the coming years. At least that's what my superstitious mom said. The first one was right before the Arnold Classic. I qualified for that. I went back to training. My first training day back, I got a umbilical hernia and had to get immediate surgery on that. That surgery was pretty horrible first week, because they cut into your ab wall, and you pretty much, to move, to get up, everything, you have to use your abdominals, so it's pretty horrible. And then last year, almost to the exact same date, I think 2 days apart, I had a repair for a deviated septum, which is something I did actually from lifting weights, and also from some fight I think I got in middle school. Who knows? It wasn't from coke, you fucks. And that one sucked too, just because it affected my breathing. I couldn't really breathe. This is just one arm. I still have one good arm. Almost have a shoulder that looks like I lift still. So it's, I'm in a sling. They gave me a nerve block, so I can't feel anything in my arm at all, which probably means why it's not that painful. So that's pretty good. So, but there's plenty of people that have completely lost their arm, and they go through life doing it, and they're fine day to day. So, I'm at least my one arm is fairly strong, that I can do most daily tasks and stuff like that with just one arm. The main thing is just getting my dogs not to jump up on me. But I was pretty sad right when it came out. I'm an emotional person. I think if anyone follows what I do somewhat closely, they'd know that. I think it's perfectly fine as a man to show emotion. Doesn't mean I am not a man either. I pay my bills. I help support my family. I keep all our house together and stuff. And in my opinion, that's what a man is. Not hiding how you actually feel doesn't make you more of a man, in my opinion. So it's just frustrating, the fact that I do love competing, and this just it puts a big damper on it, between going to the emergency room, which I shouldn't have done because they weren't able to really give me any diagnosis, the surgery, co-pays, medication, follow-up with insurance. It's probably going to be a little over $2,000 altogether to pay for it, which, no one ever wants to do that. There's of course, health is number one, but this is something that I gave myself. It wasn't an accident. I want to do a weightlift, a strongman competition. I know anytime you push things to a competitive level or a high level, at least a high level for yourself, that there's inherent risks of getting hurt. Sometimes injuries just can't be prevented. So that, that kind of thing, by limiting what I'm physically able to do day to day, and that now I have that financial burden I have to pay off, is one of the risks that you take when you compete. It's just bottom line. Of course, you can be smart and train in a way to minimize risks, or kind of stay conservative. But if you're a competitive person like me, you really don't know how to not go all out at a contest. And really, what is a competition if you're like doing it 80-90%? The funny thing is after the scores came out for that event, even if I would have made that lift, the 255-pound axle clean and press, even if I would have made it, it wouldn't have changed my scoring in that event at all. I still would have got second in the event, because the other guy in the lightweights who pressed 255, he opened higher, which means he would have won the tiebreaker. So there was, other than my own selfish purposes of wanting to push myself, from a competitive point, there was no reason at all to even go for the lift. But that's kind of how it goes. Whether I would have torn it later in the day or not, it's very possible I could have torn it on the tire flip at the last event that was at night or something. I think I was very excited to compete at Alan Thrall, Untamed Strength. I'm sure if you watch this on YouTube, you're familiar with him, because he runs a much better YouTube channel than me, because he actually has production quality. He's not a dude on his porch with no shirt on. And for once, it's actually cold and gloomy, which kind of, I think, fits with this video. And the reason I have no shirt on is I can't fucking put a shirt on over my arm, so it gives me an excuse to, I finally actually have a legitimate excuse to not wear a shirt all the time. The fuck was I saying? But anyways, that's an inherent risk with competition. Sometimes injuries just happen. You can train smarter to try to avoid them. Looking back, and I've had a lot of people ask me this, and that's kind of why I want to make this video in general, just to get all my thoughts out there, instead of, I love talking to people, but answering the same things over and over and over again, kind of, I should be resting, so I can make this however long video, and people are still going to ask me the same things. But anyways, I was talking with Mike Westerling, who I value his opinion very much. I think he's very smart on how he goes about strongman training. He has a great book for strongman training called Built by Mike, which I loved it so much I said, please let me carry it in my store. So if you want, you can get it at shop.startingstrongman.com. And one of his big philosophies is just not overusing the same muscle groups and doing redundant work to stay healthy and not get injured. And I've adopted a lot of that, and I was using that. But if, other than it just happened and shit just happens, if I was to look, the one reason why this might have happened is leading up to this contest, I had done 1 day of continental cleans. I did a lot of pressing or jerks, push jerks out of the rack. But I only did 1 continental clean, because with my coming back from a back injury, I feel like that lift is very stressful on the body. I think it falls into the kind of lift where if you're not competing in strongman, there's really zero reason to do it at all. It's just there's no athletic benefit and there's a lot of risk. Not that, doing anything is going to get you better at something, but some things are a higher risk than others. So I put that there, and now I have extra reason to see why to say that. But I didn't do a lot of continental cleans, and what that does is I had you can watch the videos, I have my hand in a underhand grip, and you pull up, and that eccentric load is very bad for bicep tendons, but it's just kind of how you have to do that lift. And since maybe the heaviest I went was 213 in training, and that was just for, I think I did 3 singles at it, and a couple lighter weights leading up to that. That was all I did as far as continental cleans. So maybe, and then this was, I went 200, 240, 255 It's just that I hadn't conditioned the tendons and my muscle to be able to withstand that strain. But on the same part, sometimes people do too much of that stuff in training and get hurt because it's been too taxed. So there's that weird fine line, and I was probably a little too conservative. But that's just how it goes. Again, I really appreciate everyone reaching out, and I will still be posting videos. I'm going to try my best to take this whole weekend off. Hopefully my wife doesn't watch this because she probably wants me to take more time off of training. I ordered a safety squat bar. I was planning on going with a Rogue one because Rogue has been a great supporter of me in starting Strongman. And, through their sponsorship with affiliate links, it's really helped me fund a lot of that and pay for authors and, hosting of the web and, to be frank, my electricity bill and all, normal stuff, which, by being able to pay for things, it gives me the time to answer everyone's questions and do these videos. If you are interested in using the Rogue affiliate link, just go to you can just type in rogue.startingstrongman.com before you do your shopping. I think I get like 5 cents on the dollar, so it really helps if you're making big purchases for the new year, and I really appreciate it. But I really can't afford a safety swap bar, but I know it's something I was going to get, just basically because I knew I was going to have all these medical bills. But sometimes fate intervenes, and Elite FTS had a 3-hour flash sale for $100 off on there, so I picked that up and saved a good amount of money. I think it came out to about $360 total or so with shipping. I was like, oh, I saved $100. Oh, shipping $70, great. But that was good, and I've actually, from what I've heard from people, is that the Elite has a little bit better padding and is a little more comfortable. I've used the Rogue in the past, and I think it's great, but can't really pass up a deal like that. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of that in this next new year. I'm going to do a lot more in-person work with CrossFit Monterey over here in Monterey, California. The first is going to be a deadlift workshop on January 4th, which I will do with one arm. And I'm going to have some people, which I'm going to cue and instruct on how to do the deadlift and get a bunch of people's deadlift stronger. If you're interested, just shoot me a message. I think the link is to get in. It's going live. It's $20 to sign up, and I'm going to do I'll be offering one-on-one training and coaching out of CrossFit Monterey. I'll be very I'm going to try to make my rates reasonable, but it still needs to be worth my time. And I might start teaching some strength classes there as well. I just I want to get back to, it's great to help everyone online, and I have this big base, but for my own enjoyment, I really do enjoy working with people in person, and I'm going to devote about 1 day a week to doing that, hopefully. And CrossFit Monterey is a great facility, and maybe I'll move some of my strongman toys there, and hopefully I want to build a nice scene of strongman in this area. I've helped, and all of you are so great and supportive of me and and what I do, and I'm glad that I can help and you find value in what I put out there. But just I feel it's important to build things up locally in your own community. I'd like people to go, oh, that's Kalle Beck, that's starting strongman, and I want people to know that where I'm from, and I'm proud of where I'm from, that there's some bad fucking people that end up going to nationals and stuff like that I'm training in person. I'd like to kind of send that message and kind of make the strongest fucking gym around. So if you're interested, go to CrossFit Monterey and hopefully see, if any of you are in the area, I'd like to see you guys there. And I'll be documenting my training as I rehab. I've rehabbed some clients in the past for bicep tears, and they came back stronger. As far as competing, I'm not going to say, I don't see, my goal isn't to come back and then compete right away. I'm not going to say I'm not going to compete because I don't think that there's I'm not saying I'm retiring, because you can't retire from a hobby. I have to pay an entry to go to these shows. I have to pay my own way there. That's a hobby. That's like saying I retired from playing pickup basketball. I might have done, like even if I went to the Arnold, like you still pay your own way unless you have like a contract and people pay you like, okay, if you do 6 shows a year for us, etc., we'll pay you, or people are inviting you to like worlds and you decline. I'd say that's more retiring, but I'm an amateur strongman because there's no such thing as a pro class or the money to support a pro class in the 175-pound class. And frankly, in my current moment or when I come back, I wasn't strong enough to be considered a pro. I'd say I know I have been at that elite pro level, but at the moment I'm just not. But what my goal right now is I want to get stronger at life, which I really enjoy, knowing I have a strong, capable body. If there's something I need to do, I know I can do it. I live on, a good amount of property. It's getting so dark you can't see me, so I apologize for that. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm rambling. I live on a good piece of property. There's always stuff that needs to be done on stuff like this. I need to dig this ditch, chop, firewood, grab out my chainsaw, a tree fell, do this, that. I enjoy working on classic trucks, and I fucking love the fact that, there could be like a 400-pound transmission that I'm able to just lower myself, where usually people need to do it by themselves. Like, that's what I love about strongman, is it made me strong enough to do whatever the fuck I want. And I want to be strong for that. And when you do stuff like tear your biceps, I am weak at life right now, physically. So I just want to get back to being stronger at life, and I'll be documenting all that right here on my YouTube channel with videos of a lot of safety squat bar press, squatting, and various figuring out things to work my body with one arm. And I will be using just doing rows and overhead presses, benches with dumbbells with just this arm, because I feel like that does help, and from previous injuries it helped me. And I'll also, if you want to check it out in detail, I'll be typing with one hand out my training log on startingstrongman.com/forums. And if you want to communicate, watch, and I check all the people that keep their training logs and try to give input when I can. You can start your own training log as well, and I know people don't really use forums anymore, but the forum is available on the Tap a Talk app, so that's TAPATALK. Just download that for Android or iOS, and search Starting Strongman. The forum's on there, and I'd love more people participate in the forums. I really want to grow that in 2016. If you guys have any questions for me to cover, shoot them over. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these type of Q&A videos than writing, because writing's going to be a lot harder with one arm. And I, again, really appreciate all your support. It's amazing that that many people care about me, and I hope that it's for a reason that I can help add value to your life as well, like you do mine. Thank you.